Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I have a set of questions around the nature of dreaming.
Yes.
Of you've discussed before, that we are actually spirit dreaming, um, and that your reality, the way you experience reality, is being awake, kind of within the dream.
Yes.
What does it mean to actually wake up from the dream? What is true reality?
To die, to go into spirit fully, not experience the idea directly of what you call physical reality.
Okay, so where's the line where the dream starts and the true reality begins? It's really just the physicality is
It's just the frequency that you're operating at. 333 cycles per second, excuse me, 333,000 cycles per second is the vibrational borderline between non-physical and physical reality. So when you simply alter a pattern of energy within your consciousness in a certain way from spirit, then you direct a portion or a focus of your consciousness in a way that experiences a dream called physical reality. So you have to go in that particular portion of your consciousness lower than 333,000 cycles per second.
so there's no such thing as still being in the dream as a non-physical.
Well, yes, in a sense, because every level within all that is another type of dream. But we simply assume you were referring to the physical version.
No, I want to know, like, is there like an actual waking up completely at some level of the all that is, or would that be going back into the one, which you said you can't really do?
Correct. So in a
So
sense, it's always the one or the portion of the one that is capable of being aware of itself, and therefore it is always, in a sense, a type of a dream, but that's what reality is.
okay,
Because it's all just happening within the idea of consciousness, of self-awareness.
I see. So maybe the dream itself is the the idea that there's another, because that's not
Correct.
true.
Correct. Correct.
Okay. Okay.
So yes,
And
the dream is the one's idea that there is another. That's what creates self-awareness, is that the self is defined by the fact that there's something that appears to be other than self.
okay.
That is the dream, because there is nothing other than self. But you can have the dream experience that there is.
Okay. And so the process of awakening, within that there's always going to be the positive and the negative,
And the
correct?
center point.
And the center point.
And remember
It's
that the center point, being a point of balance, in a sense, tips the scale slightly toward the positive. Because in a point of balance, you still have the freedom to choose what you prefer, and that's a positive state of being.
right. So is is there always going to be consciousness inhabiting all of those frames, all of those
Well, it's
options?
existence itself, yes. So it can't cease to exist. Consciousness is simply the expression of existence being self-aware. Existence can't stop existing. That's its natural quality, is to be. And it can't go anywhere because there's nowhere for it to go, because by definition, non-existence doesn't exist. That's its quality, to not be. So that which is cannot become that which is not.
So, like, just at a practical, in an example, let's say that I am a version of myself that is like fighting with my father,
Yes,
and then I make a choice to mend things and make a more positive choice
yes,
towards mending things with my father.
yes.
Let's say there's another version of me that continues to fight with my father.
Yes, in a sense, but that's not where you're focused anymore. In terms
Okay.
of the journey that your particular reflection, is experiencing. You've chosen a different set of frames in the film strip, even though the
Right.
other film strip still exists.
And there's a consciousness inhabiting. There will always be
There
some.
will always be consciousness in everything because everything is consciousness.
I see.
Everything
So
is made of consciousness.
it's always going to be beneficial to the all that is to have some consciousness in that negative experience, quote
It
unquote.
is what it is. In that sense, it can't be anything else. It is what it is, and everything that it is what it needs to be. Because that's what it is. Otherwise, it would be something different.
Okay.
So needs all of it in order to be what it is. Just like you need all the puzzle pieces in order to form the whole picture. Without one piece, there's no whole picture.
And so let's say, so then I make that choice to go into these other set of frames that are
Yes.
more positive.
Which you are doing constantly anyway.
Right. So what happens to the consciousness that was just inhabiting that frame? Like, do I kick another consciousness out?
No. You have to sort of look at this from a multidimensional perspective. A shift of focus of a level of consciousness is happening on a certain level. The idea of the consciousness having the experience is on a different level. So you can, from a higher level of consciousness, shift your focus, but that doesn't change the fact that, by definition, a certain, let's just say, lower level of consciousness is simply constantly in that frame. You don't destroy the frame just because you've shifted your attention to another frame. Whatever's going on in that frame, whatever that frame represents, is still that frame and always will be. And that's a different level of experience and consciousness than the level that you're shifting your focus from. So just because you have looked at one frame and sort of contemplated what's going on in that frame, and then shifted your focus to another frame, you're shifting from a different level than what that frame represents as its own symbol of an experience. That never changes. It's made of consciousness, but that never changes what it is, because that's what it is that symbol, that expression of consciousness. But you, from another level, have the ability to take your focus off that frame and shift it to another frame. And shifting your attention to another frame changes nothing about the frame you were focused on before. It is what it is, as another level or expression of consciousness. But you have a level of consciousness that experiences the idea of flexibility, of shift, of change. That's a different level of consciousness you're coming from than the level of consciousness that is used to create the frame.
And so from that perspective, I know that reincarnation doesn't exist in that way, but
Yes.
Why wouldn't my consciousness then focus as another person?
Because when you're experiencing things from a certain framework of time, you need that sense of continuity to create the story of a before, a middle, and an after. That's just the way you perceive things from that level of experience.
I see. But eventually, like, I'm not perpetually forever experiencing myself as this identity. Eventually I'll move on, right?
Again, you create the idea of moving on, yes.
I don't want to be stuck forever as this person. All right.
You're not stuck anywhere at any time for any reason whatsoever. I would not necessarily encourage you to label the idea as being stuck. Otherwise, that's how you'll experience it.
Okay. Well, yeah, because billions of times per second, I'm literally...
Exactly. You're always changing. The very idea of the experience that you call change happens because you're constantly shifting your focus. Otherwise, you wouldn't experience any change at all. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Good day.